welcome to our Thursday noon, which is Thursday for Thankfulness. And as always, we're very thankful for this specific rosebush, who is delightfully a big overperformer. And we are so happy. Its dried petals also retain their color, so I've been gathering them too to keep for use later. But it is a wonderful bush. It's also fragrant. Can't find a way of sending that to you, at least not via Facebook. But hopefully you'll be able to be here when it's blooming and get to smell it for yourself, which is always a lovely thing. We're so fortunate to be in nature here, as you can see. This is what I look out at as I do the invocations, and we have this wonderful dangling crystal, and we have the sun right up there. So this time of year, it's ideally located. So let us go ahead and begin. And we will start with our candles. And there we go. Blessings of the flame upon you. The healing flames that we put in place here. And oh good, people are saying that they can hear me. I wish I knew what that was about, but I do not know, and it obviously was not the phone, so since this is a new one. So we just definitely have some things to consider. And let me see if I can find the incense. Somebody's definitely good in here doing things, so everything's a little bit in disarray. And I hope this Thursday is treating you well. I hope you're looking forward to a weekend soon approaching. And of course, it's going to be Mother's Day weekend too. So I'm sure many of you are busy with that moment, and even those whose mothers are no longer in this plane, it's always a time that we reconnect. For good or bad, no matter what our relationships have been, it is a moment to reflect and hopefully heal if something needs healing. So, Goddess bless. And take everything loose with the system. And may we begin. Divine Isis, goddess of 10,000 names, I invoke your grace. Come to our temple, O goddess, dwell in our shrine. Make our hearths your altars, our hearts your home. Bring vision and healing to those who use the shrine. Give us wisdom and unveil the truth, and with thy feathery wings protect us. Breathe into us the breath of life and health and strength. It is noon, let us celebrate the moon. Let us celebrate the stars, no matter where they are. It is noon, let us celebrate the sun that shines on everyone. Let us celebrate our day as we go upon our way. It is noon, it is noon, it is noon. All right, and now it is time for our daily reflection, where everyone comes up with 3 words that symbolize the day. And let me see if, oh yeah, we've got lots back here. Marky, love comes in many ways. It sure does. Love comes in many ways. Love comes in many ways. Love comes in many ways. And from Phoenixa, love, light, and laughter. Love, light, and laughter. Love, light, and laughter. And okay, and we have other things that we will be dealing with. Oh my goodness. Jeff, we are loved, we are loved, we are loved, we are loved. And from Avi, count the blessings, count the blessings, count the blessings, count the blessings. And from Audrey, restore order and wallet. Oh dear. Restore order and wallet, restore order and wallet, restore order and wallet. By the way, I would love to have my glasses back too. But so perhaps we can bring back lost objects. I always tease. I'm terrible at finding things, always have been. When my dear mother was alive, she was the one that always found the things for me eventually, because I could be quite creative in losing them. And I have to say that some of that has fallen on Justin, but I always tease that, well, as a priestess of Isis, we always do have difficulties finding the last part. So that does have its theological dimension, I guess. Okay, and from Linda, healing wings of Isis, healing wings of Isis, healing wings of Isis, healing wings of Isis. And I see that Irene Antonioli is suffering from COVID right now and wants a special healing. Also, Avi and Cindy are suffering from COVID, and I have heard that the entire theater group that they are a part of is suffering from it. So, unfortunately, we do seem to be in a bit of a resurgence, despite our prayers to the contrary. So please be careful. Government indications and suggestions are not really perhaps as thorough as they were in the past. I know presently in Sonoma County we're really under no restrictions, and yet our numbers and transmission rates and other ways of calculating it all are higher than they were when we were in extreme lockdown. So everybody, make your choices. If you want to wear a mask, then wear a mask. If you want to maintain social distancing, maintain social distancing. I don't think anyone's going to tell you exactly how to manage things. So I was just thinking that this morning that I'm going to go back to wearing a mask in more situations. I've had a few weeks of being pretty loose about it, and unfortunately I don't think that's justified. And I'm fully vaccinated. I've gotten number 4, and I'm still concerned. So I hope that all of you will be careful out there. You don't need this other layer of distress and pain and tension. So if you can possibly avoid it. And so our prayers are definitely going out to you, Irene, and to Avi, and to Cindy, and to all of those that have suddenly acquired the virus again. It's fortunate that the more recent varieties seem to not be bringing on quite as severe a disease, but just by the sheer numbers, there will be some people that get sick. So may it not be any of us, and those that we know and those that we love. And may our prayers for our own safety in this matter go out to everyone as always. So, all right, I think we've got all of that. And now let us go ahead and honor the directions. Let us honor the east, element of air with the winds ever blowing. And we honor the south, element of fire with the flames ever glowing. And we honor the west, element of water with the rivers ever flowing. And we honor the north, into this world with all these gifts and more, our very own special essence. Let us thank the goddess for that which she bestows. Let us go forth, refreshed and renewed, with dedication to preserve and protect all life, for we are all children of Isis, the great mother goddess. And so, today being Thursday, it is Thankfulness Thursday, and we will spend some more time in healing thoughts too. And I saw something come through, but now I'm not seeing it. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure. Someone is, I see Avi's comment is that she has only herself to blame. No, you have the virus to blame. You have many mistakes in public policy to blame. There are many things that can be blamed other than just you, Avi, though I'm so sorry that you have contracted it. There are many circumstances that have created the conditions that have allowed that. So, Goddess bless. And hello, Carla. And Phoenixa is mentioning that today, right now, practically, her daughter Jessie is having a CT scan, which hopefully will see if her kidney vein clot is resolved. Serious stuff, and we hope that the result of that is very, very positive, in the positive sense of the word. I know in medical things, positive can mean something negative. But Goddess bless you, Phoenixa, and your daughter. And I hope that this means that that is completely resolved. And I hope that all of your trials are being completely resolved as well. And healing for everyone. One of the little chants that we do sometimes is the Ease Us chant, which is a variation on the pronunciation of Isis's name. And it came to me when I was sitting in the waiting room of an emergency room with someone very, very ill inside. So it goes like this. Ease us, ease us, ease us all. Ease us, hear our call. Ease us, ease us all. Ease us, hear our call. Ease us, ease us all. Ease us, hear our call. It's very simple. It's on one note, and it's practically all the same syllables. So Goddess bless that this can lighten some of our challenging situations. And Carla is asking for freedom from worry and anxiety, and that can be a tough one. And just a freedom from all of our emotions that can be very negative. I'm experimenting with something new, and I'm finding it helpful for myself, but this is definitely not a final practice. It's definitely an evolving practice. But one day I just really felt bad, and I felt bad in a lot of different ways. And I think sometimes we just go, oh, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling tired, I'm whatever. But for some reason I thought, well, I'm feeling this way and I'm feeling that way, and I'm a little bit this way too. And so I wrote them all down. And I wrote down words for each aspect of feeling. And I include positive ones too. The things that were going well, I wrote something down for that. But I really kind of dove deep into the things that were making me feel bad. And by the time I got through like my first flurry of this, I had something like 45 words down. And it was very interesting. First, I felt better just for having done this. It was like, okay, I have, put forth these things for analysis, and that seemed like a positive action in a good direction. And then I could look at each word and kind of go, well, why did I put down that word? And at the moment that I wrote them down, I had some sort of idea, but I really focused on each word. And also, I was kind of amazed that I could come up pretty readily with about 45 words describing uncomfortable mental states or emotional states or spiritual states. And so that was kind of impressive to me, because I knew that there must be hundreds, if not thousands, of other words that I could have chosen. And so I just kind of went through them, and I really kind of sort of contemplated them. It was a brief meditation, but just like, wow, I wrote that down. And even though I just written it down a few minutes ago, it was like, what is this telling me? And so I, looked at the first few and thought, well, what can I do specifically for this thing? Because it gets overwhelming even to admit, oh, I'm feeling depressed. Well, what am I feeling depressed about? Is it general? Is my anxiety just generalized anxiety, or is it actually something that's really connected to these 2 or 3 things? And if so, that may not technically be anxiety. It may be legitimate concern. It's piling up, and so I'm seeing it as anxiety, but if I look at it and go, okay, this might be a legitimate concern, how can I engage with that? And I never got through all 45 that day, but I did feel better just from just analyzing it, admitting it, writing it down. I tried to do it in my nice handwriting, which is kind of a meditative thing. For those of us that went through school when you still had cursive, it can be kind of meditative to write it all out. And so I think that was an aspect of it. It was kind of engaging my brain in a little bit different way. And whenever we have something new, that can often kind of realign our emotional states. And so at the end of that day, I just, set aside. It wasn't like I was going to, keep going after that, because by the end of that day, that was no longer the valid list. And then a couple of days later, I did the same thing. And I was actually feeling, pretty good at that moment. And so it didn't really take that many words to kind of describe my state. But I was starting to explore this as a possibly useful process. And there again, I found that this was just the writing of it was helpful. And then the, even brief contemplation of it was also helpful. And it helped me focus on some practical things that I could do that would keep something off that list. Now, I'm not saying this is an answer to everything. Believe me, I know it's not. But it might be one of those 2 or 3% things that take you from having a really challenging day and maybe making it a little bit more manageable. And I think that may be worthwhile. So as I say, I'm exploring that for me. And I don't know if it is helpful for anyone else. If it is, if you do it and you do find it helpful, let me know, because I think this might be a little technique that is worth evolving with. So anyway, so think of a word, if you would, or it has to be more than one word, because we just fall back on going, oh, I'm depressed, or I'm tired, or I'm overwhelmed, or I'm stressed. You've got to break it down a little bit farther. And when you do break it down farther, you may find that some of it you can get rid of, at least for that day. So, all right, Goddess bless. Now, is there anything else that we should be attending to? Lots of healing energy going out from I think all of us to all of us. And may we all be soothed and protected. And do everything that we can to try and guess through whatever this next phase is. My practices are, obviously I am pro-vax. I know that's a controversial statement, but that's the way I was brought up, and I've seen firsthand in those I love the problems that not having been vaccinated for childhood diseases can bring. So yes, I am pro-vax. However, I'm also pro additional therapies too, and so I have diffusing a beneficial essential oil that I believe is beneficial, usually frankincense, but other things too. Egyptian geranium is supposed to be helpful, and just the act of humidifying may be helpful in bringing down viruses in an area, so I'm doing that. As I think I mentioned, keeping up on my vitamin D and vitamin C, and maintaining good hygiene, hand hygiene, all of these things that we kind of know might help. And again, sometimes it's just 1 or 2% difference that can make a huge difference. And I learned that when I was doing a lot of kayaking off the coast of Crete, that if you were 1 degree off, you ended up at an entirely different destination, you know. So sometimes just making those minor adjustments really does influence your outcome and can mean the difference between something beneficial and something not so much. So, and Fanique says, grateful for the Beltane and Maypole. Yes, that was fun. We did have a minor physical gathering here, which we all tested for prior. Hopefully, we've all gotten away with that. It's almost 5 days now, so here's hoping that that was not something that we'll have cause to regret. I see Mana. Mana was here briefly. I'm so glad to have been able to see you. That was wonderful. So thank you for coming down and making that extreme effort to join with us. So, all right. Any other gratitudes for today? Well, I'm grateful to all of you as always, and to be able to do this for you as always. And hopefully we will be able to continue on for a long, long, long time to come. All right, if there is nothing else, and I know, and Marky says, I learned to do one thing at a time. It can be overwhelming. Yes, exactly my point, that if you break things down, if you use our words, like we tell little children, use your words. If we use our words to really refine what we're feeling and looking at, sometimes it can be helpful. We've got a lot of words out there. Okay. All right, I think I have covered everything, but if you do want to contribute, of course, you're welcome. And Jeff is saying, thankful for a wonderful symposium, especially Spacewalker's musical finale. Yes, wasn't that thrilling? That was so good. And for those of you who may have missed our symposium, most of it, we just mastered new technology during, but most of the presentations we did post on Facebook Live on the Isis Oasis Sanctuary page. And so if you go down through our feed, you can actually access a lot of what we were presenting. It was something like 18 presenters over 4 days. So a lot of material, and I hope you can enjoy it. Fanixa says she's grateful for sound, yay, new phone, except if you were here, I think it was yesterday or Tuesday, you would know that we've now officially determined that it is not the phone. So anyway, we had another silent day, and that is unfortunate. But I will continue to try and see how we can work that out and hopefully have mostly these little presentations with sound. It's such a nice element. All right, let's go ahead and if there's nothing else, I'll go on to the reading. But if there is something else, bring it up. We are flexible. We follow Katma, not dogma. All righty. Well, the last one we did was I Embrace the All, which is number 42. And this one is number 1. I honor virtue. I honor virtue. I honor virtue. I honor virtue. To be virtuous is to approach every situation with the purest of intent. It is to be considerate to all those who we come in contact with each day. Virtue includes being the best person you know how to be. This can mean things as mundane as paying your own way and keeping up with your obligations and being responsible in all your dealings with others. Virtue is having an understanding of the world and choosing the correct path, not only for yourself, but also as a way to guide and help others that are lost to find their way. When you encounter virtue in another, give that person the praise they deserve. Honor the virtue that is within you and aspire to the highest realm of enlightenment. Be a shining example of humanity through the concept of virtue. May we all go forth and be good, good, good humans. All right. Is there anything else for which we should attend. No? All right. As always, we give thanks to the remarkable Lady Lorianne Vignier, who reestablished the Temple of Isis and established Isis Oasis Sanctuary. Every day we are grateful. And to all of our teachers, among them Lady Olivia Robertson and Lord Strathlock and his wife Pamela, who founded the Fellowship of Isis, which was a life-changing moment for so many of us. And to all of our teachers who have guided us on our paths. And to the gracious goddess Isis, in whom all things are possible, we give our thanks and ask her blessings. And to each and every one of us for all that we do, both here and in the world. May our efforts be blessed, may our results be abundant, and may we go forth from this rite refreshed and renewed. I hope you all have a splendid day. I hope all of those that are suffering from illness feel better and get the most out of it as you can. But I'm so sorry that you're facing these challenges. And for everyone, may we find the day holds magic, interesting experiences, connectivity with others, and all good things. May all good things come to all of us. Goddess bless.